Today I'm reflecting on our experience of working in 50 schools across East and South London. This is one of the schools that we had the pleasure of working in. We really enjoy working in schools because we see them as a hotbed of social mobility for young people. And you get to work with some of the most challenging students through working with the school, and the schools are happy for you to work with them because they need the support and they see the benefit that programs have on young people's attendance, attainment, behaviour. Having worked in 50 schools, what we've learned is there's not one formula to work with them. So I want to share some tips that I've discovered that I think you'll find helpful to get your program into the schools that you want to get into. Schools always want a bespoke program. They always want something specific to them, and in that sense they're the same as us. They see, each school sees themselves as unique, bespoke, and so they want something that fits them. But you can't redesign your program every time you go to a new school. What you need to know is what the non-negotiables are for your program. What are the things that are essential? What are the things that make your program a success? Those are the elements that you can't change. Everything outside of that are the things that you can flex to suit the school. You might change the day that you offer it, the time that you offer, the length of the program, the amount of weeks you deliver it over, how many staff you use, whatever it may be. You can tailor those things to the needs of the school whilst delivering the program that you know works, but adapting it to meet the needs of the school. The other part that's a challenge is how to get into a school in the first place. In order to do that, you have to know the school. So you need to know what time school starts, what time school finishes, what time lunch is, what time breaks are, what time meetings are after school. Then you've got to realise that you're not talking to someone that sits at a desk. You're trying to talk to a teacher, most likely. They're in lessons teaching. So if you think they're not returning your calls or they're difficult to get hold of, it's just because their primary job is to be teaching. So you have to learn when their breaks are to try and capture them at those times. Teachers find emails to be very effective because an email sits there and waits for them and they can respond in the time that suits them. But our experience has been emails are too passive. So we would tend to send an email and follow up with a phone call. And I would tend to repeat that process a number of times because repetition helps. And teachers are busy. We want to do everything to make their life simpler, easier, and to help them access our program, and that's one way to do it. The other thing is to know who you need to speak to in the school. Oftentimes we find the head of year is key, but sometimes it might be a Senko, other times it's the lead learning mentor. Work out who you need to speak to, work out what's the best time to get to them, and understand what their needs are, what the stresses are in the school, and then present your program in a way that suits them, making it adaptable to their needs. And remember, the person you speak to is unlikely to be the final decision maker. There's one person in the school that makes the decisions, that's the head teacher. So whatever you agree in your meeting with your contact has to then be agreed with the head teacher. And you need to support your person, your contact, to be able to make the argument they need to make your program a success in the school.